Hello to all of my Facebook friends. Lord, I don't know when I came live last, but it has been a hot minute or two. And earlier this afternoon, I posted about some keto pancakes and waffle puffs that I made with two of our newer products that I had never used until this afternoon. So I decided, since I needed to make some more waffle puffs and pancakes, I would clean everything up and go live. Hey Mary, hey Deborah. So I would make it live, and hopefully it will work as easily as it did this afternoon. I'm sure it won't. Hey Kathy, I'm sure it won't since I am Facebook Live, but some of you may or may not know that Chris and I adopted the keto way of eating back in September, and a lot of people think there aren't good things to eat on keto, but that's not true. And I am making the keto pancakes and waffle puffs because tomorrow is my husband's birthday, and I wanted him to be able to have a little bit better breakfast, but still keep it healthy. So I will try to keep up. Hey Mom! Hello, Helen. I'll try to keep up with comments, but it may be a little bit difficult. Hey, Sandra, because I can't see the screen super easily, and once I get into the recipe, I might not be able to pay attention to what y'all are posting. Anyway, so to make these keto pancakes, the main product I'm going to use is our new batter. I don't even know the official name. I posted it earlier today, but it's batter and mixer dispenser, I think is what it's called. So primarily used to make pancakes, waffles, that kind of stuff. And what I liked about it earlier today, I've made these keto pancakes a bazillion times, but what I liked is this was really the only thing I had to get dirty in terms of, I mixed everything right in here, and then I'm going to use a whisk, and that's kind of it in terms of for the actual batter. And I loved that you'll see when I go to make the pancakes themselves, I didn't have any batter dripping on my countertop or on my stovetop because it comes directly out of here. So that was something that was really important to me, and I really liked the fact I didn't have a mess in my kitchen. So the recipe that we are actually making, and I know this is going to be backwards because I'm not the best at figuring out how to mirror. I think there's a thing at the bottom to do it, but we're not going to try that right now. I am using Carolyn Ketchum's Everyday Ketogenic Kitchen cookbook. As you can tell, there's quite a few recipes I love in here. We're making the coconut flour pancakes, and I'll take a screenshot of this when I'm done and post it under this video so you guys can see it in detail, but it's a very easy recipe. They're really good. And the reason I'm making a second batch of them is because they will last the whole week. So we will have them, I just store them in the refrigerator. We'll have them all week for the rest of the week to have for breakfast, or I can even freeze some of them and we can have them later on. Now I also made, and I'm not going to make this tonight on the Facebook Live, but I did make this wild blueberry syrup to go with them. I made that after I made the first batch, and I just store it in one of our prep bowls, and that way we can put blueberry syrup on our pancakes. And I will also do a few of the Lily's chocolate chips on mine, and probably some sugar-free whipping cream is how I will eat mine tomorrow. Hey Lisa, hey Sharon, there's several of y'all hopping on. Okay, so what we're going to do, just take the, this is like a little plunger similar to the whipped cream maker, similar to the quick stir pitcher. So we're going to set that aside, and we're going to put all of our ingredients right in here. I have a sheet with the recipe because I don't know it by heart. And I'm using the measuring cups from the little kids measuring cup set just because they're easy. We need half a cup of coconut flour. I am one that I've tried all kinds of different products for keto, and I like to stay economical. So my coconut flour is just from Walmart, or as Chris would call the Walmart marketplace, he calls it the Walmart store. That's a little joke in our family. So you don't have to have fancy flour, fancy almond flour, fancy coconut flour. to do keto. That's a big misconception for a lot of people. They say it's really expensive to be on the ketogenic way of life, and it does not have to be. So we need a half a cup of the coconut flour, and we may end up needing a little bit more if I need to thicken it. The first batch that I did need to thicken it a little bit because my eggs were really large, and these are as well, but we'll just play that by ear when we get there. Then we need 3 tablespoons of granulated erythritol. If you're not familiar with erythritol, which I know it's going to be backwards, it is a sugar substitute. You can also use Swerve. There's a powder form and a granulated form of Swerve, so that would work as well. You would use the granulated for this recipe. So we're just going to do 3 tablespoons, and mine is done in a Ziploc bag because this bag is actually busted. So this particular erythritol I got off Amazon, but you can find it in the grocery store. Like I said, you can do the Swerve, or you can do this same brand. I've seen it at Whole Foods and Sprouts, but we're just doing 3 tablespoons. Now the recipe does not call for this, but I'm also going to do 1 or 2 droppers of sweet leaf stevia. This just, sometimes when you cook with Swerve or erythritol, it does have a little bit of an aftertaste. So through watching some other keto people, I have come to realize if you kind of combine some stevia with your other sweetener, it kind of helps blend the flavors. We need a half a teaspoon of baking powder, not baking soda. Make sure you do the right thing. So we're just going to do a little half a teaspoon. Oh no, we're going to do 2 of these because this is a 1/4 teaspoon. Didn't realize I grabbed that. Okay, yeah, but we do need half. My favorite measuring tools for keto are the set of these measuring spoons. They snap together. They go from 1/8 of a teaspoon up to a tablespoon because with keto, there's a lot of times I am measuring things. All right, we need half a teaspoon of salt. That I'm not going to measure, and I always use pink Himalayan sea salt. Again, for anyone that is familiar with keto, pink salt is a huge thing because it replaces your electrolytes. Hey Kathy, hey Pam, hey Wendy, thank you guys for hopping on. I almost said sharing, but I meant hopping on. All right, so I'm just going to kind of shake this up a little bit because if I were doing this in a bowl, it would tell me, or we can even whisk it, it would tell me to whisk your dry ingredients together. So we're just going to kind of whisk it a little bit. And then we need to add 6 large eggs. And yes, I said 6. And that's just because that's what's going to bind everything. So we are just putting all 6 eggs down in here. What is everyone doing on this Friday evening? Obviously, my family and I are not doing a whole lot because I am making keto pancakes on Facebook Live. We did a little bit of yard work earlier, and then it started thundering and stuff, and I don't know, it's Friday night, so we're not really doing anything. All right, so we got our 6 eggs. Let me wash my hands real quick. And we do need a half a teaspoon of vanilla, which we're going to use this little 4th teaspoon, so we will double it. And I'm just using from Costco, I think, pure vanilla extract. And then we need a 1/4 cup of melted butter. I am using Kerrygold butter. I do like to use either Kerrygold or a grass-fed butter. This is the salted version. This recipe says unsalted. I just didn't put as much pink salt in there, so we're fine. I just melted it in one of our silicone prep bowls, and you don't want it to still be hot. So I melted this actually a little bit ago before we ate dinner so that it would have time to cool off and not be really, really hot when I put it in here. But we're just gonna pour it in with all the rest of our ingredients. And then we also need 3/4 a cup. You can use, this calls for either sparkling water or regular water. I'm not using sparkling. Every time I've made this, I just use regular water. So we're just gonna pour our regular water in there. And then we're going to put the lid on. This is the part that gets tricky because sometimes I have trouble getting the lid back off and we need it off before we use the batter. Okay, and then you're just gonna sit here and mix it all. So we've got 6 eggs, we've got a half a cup of coconut flour, our baking powder, our vanilla, our butter, all that. And it's very much like the whipped cream maker. I don't know if y'all can see. And there's plenty of room if I needed more. This is a 4-cup capacity. So if you needed more, you could. This recipe calls or makes 12 pancakes. This is gonna do a couple waffle puffs, and then when I did it earlier, it did 2 waffle puffs and 6 pancakes. I'm not sure how many waffle puffs I'm gonna make. I think I'm mostly gonna do pancakes, but I do want you guys to see the waffle puff maker. Okay, so to me this is still a little liquidy, so I am going to add a little more coconut flour. And I'll probably just do like a tablespoon or so. And again, it's really because my eggs are really, really large, so there was, you know, a lot of juice from the eggs. All right, and then I'm gonna take this off, and I'm gonna whisk it a little just because I wanna make sure everything at the bottom got blended. Ooh, I should have had something else to set that in. Maybe it won't fall. Just gonna make a mess on my counter, that's all. Hey Anita, hey Heather. How are y'all doing this evening? You're probably in shock that I'm Facebook Live because I have not been Facebook Live in, months probably. Uh-oh, my dog is coming down here. Not the hearing dog, the non-hearing dog. Janelle, can you take him out because I'm Facebook Live? It's actually probably a little thicker than it was earlier. So here's my batter. And then we're gonna put, this part is what to me is a little bit interesting. But the batter dispenser comes with this little silicone base that you put on the bottom of the plunger. This is getting messy. And put that down inside. So you kind of want to do it at an angle so you don't get air in there, but you just put it down in there until, I gotta get some more paper towels from somewhere. Pause one moment. Okay, because I've got batter all over my hands now. You just want to kind of do it at a little bit of an angle so you don't get a lot of extra air in there. And then just push it down until it's at the top of your batter. On here, there are 3 different settings that you can just move this between to determine how much batter is going to come out when we go to make the pancakes and the waffle puffs. For the pancakes, I've been doing 1 and doing that, and if I need to, I'll squeeze a little more. For the waffles, I'll probably put it on the largest one because it's a bigger surface that I need to cover. All right, so here's our batter. It is a little thicker than earlier, so this shall be fun to see if it works. Maybe I didn't need to add the extra tablespoon of coconut flour, but that's okay. All right, so I'm going to move you. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Krista. I'm going to move you over here, and I'm hoping y'all can see my stovetop. All right, let me swipe the comments so I can see if you can see. Okay, so here's the waffle puff maker. You're not going to be able to see me very well, but you don't really need to see me. The waffle puff maker, and I already have my stove hot, and then I've got a skillet to do pancakes, and I do 1 pancake at a time just because I don't know, then I can control it a little easier. Here, let me raise you guys up, sorry, because then maybe, all right, there we go. Oops, except for you're crooked. I have not done Facebook Live in forever. All right, there we go. So the waffle puff maker, you do want to preheat it, and it's 2-sided. And I'm gonna flip it over so this other side will warm up all the way. And you open it up. Ooh, it is hot. Let's turn it down a little. Open it up and it'll just stand so it's easy to fill, and then you close it. It was very easy to clean earlier. I am gonna spray a little bit of oil in it just so stuff doesn't stick. I also have my skillet hot, probably too hot. Don't look at this kitchen spritzer. This is our discontinued one from a while ago. I don't have the current one in my kitchen. I use this older one because there's nothing wrong with it. It works the same as the current one. So we're just gonna spritz. I say we're going to, if I would. You gotta get air in it before it works. This one's glass, so I don't like it as much as the current one. The current one that is, gosh, these are hot. I'm afraid my waffles and my pancakes are gonna burn when I do it because it's so hot. I was trying to be good and get prepared. That's why I preheated them. All right, so we're gonna spray both the top and the bottom. And then what you're gonna do, there is a little silicone base, and no, your batter's not gonna fall out. I'm going to set this to the largest setting since we're gonna do the waffle puff first, and you just squeeze the trigger. So hopefully y'all can see. And I did a little extra. It will spread out. This batter is definitely thicker than earlier. But then I'm just gonna close it. I'm gonna let it sit for a couple minutes on this side and then I'll flip it to the other side. While that's happening, we're gonna make a pancake. So we're gonna do the little one. And what I love is that my batter is not going all over my stovetop. I got a tiny drop right there just because I moved it before it was done spreading out, but it's not all over the countertop. This batter is a little runnier than regular traditional pancakes, so sometimes it is all over my countertop when I'm using a scoop to scoop it out, and that becomes frustrating because you've got batter all over the counter, plus you've wasted some of your batter. So I am loving and wish I had tried this. It came out in March, so I should have tried it months ago with my other batches of pancakes, because this is just going to be a lot easier. I also love that everything was mixed in here, so other than a couple measuring spoons, I don't have anything else dirty. So we're just gonna, with these pancakes, by the way, you do the exact same thing you do with regular pancakes. You wait for it to be kind of bubbly, and then just flip them over. If you have, which I have ours and I'm not using it, if I had the double burner griddle out here, I could do like 6 at a time. I'm probably just a little too challenged to watch that many pancakes at one time, so I do 1 at a time. Plus we got our waffle puff over here. All right, I'm going to flip it over. And this can be used on any stovetop. It can be, well, not induction because it's not magnetic, but it can be on a gas or one with regular coils. Mine is a glass cooktop, so you can use the waffle puff maker on any cooktop, gas or electric. Big thing is that you want to preheat the waffle puff maker before you put your first bit of batter in there. If you overfill, it's okay because it does have a little edge on it that will catch the extra batter. It does come, let me get it out, with a little fork, I guess, to kind of get it out. I had trouble getting it out with that, so I was using our little tongs that we have, but it does come with the little fork. Let's check it. Oh, look at the waffle. It needs to go a couple more minutes, so I'll show it to you in just a second. And my pancake's not ready quite yet to flip. It will be in a minute. But I still have a good bit of batter in here. I know it doesn't look like it, but this is still going to make probably about 6 more pancakes because I'm not going to do another waffle puff. But it'll make 6 to 8 more pancakes. And like I said, I'll just put these in the refrigerator and we will have them all week. All right, let me see if this is ready to, boop. Look at that pancake. I don't know, y'all can't see the pancake. There's the pancake. All right, let me slide the comments over and see if y'all have comments. What are you spraying it with? Melissa, I am just using our kit. Well, this is the older version of Kitchen Spritzer. The current one is even better, but this is the one that's in my personal kitchen at home. And I do have avocado oil in here. I'm not sure if you were on at the beginning, but I am keto, and so avocado oil is what I choose to use most of the time. Yes, everything I am using, Melissa, is Pampered Chef. We are using the new pancake batter dispenser to make keto pancakes and the new waffle puff maker to make a waffle puff with this batter. And I'll flip it one more time. Let me check this other side. Ooh. I probably will flip it a couple more times because I do want it to be good and brown. Oh, my pancake's gonna burn though. Whoops. Oh no, I still got a couple more seconds because I turned the heat down and now it's getting too turned down. Hey Angela, let's see if y'all had other questions. Yes, Melissa, this takes the place of Pam. And the thing that's great about it, and let me see, I actually do have the other one. It's just that it had garlic oil in it. Hold on one second. Okay, this is the current version of the kitchen spritzer. It had garlic oil in it earlier. I did try to rinse it out, but it still smelled garlicky. So I didn't want to use that for making pancakes because I want sweet pancakes, not garlic pancakes. But, so this is the current version, works the same way. You just pump it with air. It takes the place of Pam, and what's great about it, any oil can be used in it. You can also infuse your own oil. And then you don't have to worry about having, all right, so see, smallest setting, one little squirt, our pancakes in the pan, no mess, set it back in the base. You don't have to worry about having all the preservatives that are in the can of Pam. In order to make that Pam spray, it does have alcohol in it, and if you're using that on non-stick cookware of any kind, it will eat away at your non-stick coating. So it also saves you money. Once you've invested in a kitchen spritzer, then you don't have to continue buying those cans of Pam. I'm just scrolling back to see if anyone else had any questions. I don't think y'all did. Let me just see. Kathy, I love that. You're not doing anything tonight. That's glorious. Yeah, it's rare to, not have stuff going on. All right, let's flip it one more time, and then I think our waffle puff will be ready. And if I didn't have this burner on, I would have the waffle puff handle probably going this way, but because I have two burners going at once, I did not want to get burnt by the handle getting on the other burner. So, anyway, let me show y'all the blueberry syrup because I made it earlier. So this is the keto blueberry syrup. It's going to be a little bit hard. I don't know if y'all can see that. So the recipe for that is just 1 cup of frozen, and I do look for ones that are either organic blueberries or make sure they don't have any added sugar. So I do want them to be keto friendly. Hey Patrice, I miss you. Hey Mackenzie, you're upstairs watching. But the recipe is 1 cup of frozen blueberries that you just put in a saucepan. I think it's 1/4 cup of water. Let that boil for a few minutes. Take it off of the heat and add a little bit of powdered swerve, which let me show you what that is for those that may not know. So this is powdered swerve, so it's a sugar substitute, and there's also a granulated form, but for the blueberry syrup, you use powdered, and I think it's 3 tablespoons, if I'm not mistaken. Might be 4. Oh, my pancake, hold on. And my waffle puff. Oh, yeah, okay, we're done. And then you also add just a little bit of lemon juice and 1/4 of a teaspoon, I think it is, of xanthan gum, and that's just to thicken it a little. Okay, so I'm going to show you. Look at the waffle puff. Now to clean it, this does come all the way apart. So we're going to put part of that in my sink. And then you just take it out. Let me get my plate. Trying to multitask over here. So let me take it out real quick. Because I sprayed it, it's not sticking. I guess I could do it right here to show y'all. All right, and then let me show you. And I'm just putting it on some parchment paper so it doesn't stick to my plate. But look at our cute waffle puff. And the other side, well, my air conditioning vent is right under me. Look. I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with waffle puffs, but for whatever reason, they are the biggest, trending thing right now. Some friends of mine were out of town a couple weeks ago, and I saw they had stopped for breakfast, and they had waffle puffs. You just are seeing them everywhere, and basically, instead of it being a waffle that has you know, the indentions, this just is puffed up. There are some recipes on our website for doing like waffle puff cones and just, you know, different things you can do. I'm going to make regular waffles in the morning for the kids because they are not keto. There are some things that they will eat keto, but they are not keto. So I'm going to make those in the morning just with some Belgian waffle mix, and I will do it right here in the batter dispenser the same way we did this keto batter. So again, I won't have to dirty multiple things. How long have you been doing keto? Melissa, I started keto September 16th. So what are we now? September, October, November, December. About 10 months, almost, it'll be 11 months, the middle of July. And it has been absolutely amazing. I have psoriatic arthritis, and for 11 years have had to do Humira injections every other week, and I am no longer on that medicine, and yeah, just cannot say enough good things about it. I think the biggest misconception that people have is that you can't eat anything good, and that is absolutely not true. These waffle puffs and pancakes are going to be great. We'll fix some bacon to go with it. Maybe even some scrambled eggs, except for I used almost all the eggs, so someone will have to go to the store and get more eggs. We also had a Jim and Nick's salad tonight for dinner just because I didn't feel like cooking after doing some yard work. So yeah, you definitely can eat really well on keto. My favorite cookbook is by Carolyn Ketchum, which is where this recipe came from. I actually have 3 of her cookbooks, and then also I get tons of recipes just on Facebook, and I print them out and put them in a little binder. So yeah, I have been keto since September. All right, any questions that you guys maybe have, feel free to post them in this video, and I'll try to keep an eye on it later tonight and comment below your question. I will also take a picture of the recipe for both the pancakes and the syrup, and I'll post it in the comments to this. If any of you need a batter mixer dispenser, just let me know. I had not used it until today, and I can tell you that it will definitely be the way that I make these keto pancakes from now on, and really probably pancakes and waffles for my kids in general. It is just very easy, and I didn't think it would be a big deal to use it, but I really am enjoying it. So I also will probably make waffle puffs for the kids, you know, a little more often, just because they're kind of fun. And, you know, you can always, even no matter how old your kids are, you can still make meals fun for them. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you have any questions, let me know. If there's anything that you need, let me know. I'm going to do my best to start coming live a little more often because it has been way too long. There are tons of favorite keto recipes that I have, and I just have not been brave enough to come live because some of them do take a little longer, and they're a little more, they're not difficult by any means, but there's steps to them sometimes, and so I've not been brave enough to bring you guys live and see if it would flow as easy as some of my other recipes, but I am going to try to improve on that and do a few more lives for you and share. Oh my gosh, Melissa, you've been keto for a year. Okay, well, you need to private message me and tell me some of your favorite recipes because I always love hearing some new recipes, trying new things. You know, and I do like to share with people it doesn't have to break the bank to be keto. Actually, I think we save more money being keto than we did pre-keto. Anyway, but I am going to try to come live more often and share things with you. So if you have questions, if there's something you are interested in, just let me know. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Have a very wonderful 4th of July this coming week. Be very safe. If you are going to see fireworks, be safe. If you are going to, oh, my pancake's about to burn. If you are going to set off any fireworks yourself, be very safe. Keep some water handy. And yeah, just have a great 4th of July. We will see you guys later.